Hey everyone, welcome to our show here. We're not ready to get started quite yet, but we wanted to just come on just a few moments early to prepare ourselves for the broadcast here. We're going to be talking about chatbots and why you should consider a chatbot for your business. And amongst that, we'll be answering several other questions as it relates to chatbots and things that you didn't know and things that maybe you did know. And really, in essence, how much similar they are to email marketing, if you will. So email marketing is not going anywhere, and I'm not putting that information out there, but along with chatbots, email marketing will absolutely help to for businesses to engage with their customers or clients. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to give individuals a few moments to get in because our start time is about 2 minutes from now. So again, we just wanted to hop on and say, hey, we are here. We haven't forgot about you. As promised, we are on the air. Again, Facebook Live. We want you, if you are there, let me take a look at the page here. If you are there, we want you to comment, share this post here, share it with your friends. If you know of a business owner, we haven't forgot about you. As promised, we are on the air. Again, if you know of a coach, speaker, or professional individual who is looking at getting into the online space, make sure you share this information with them, tag them in the post here, if you will, so that they'll get the notification once we get going here, or even after they can watch the replay. So even as far as replay, if you don't have an opportunity, we will repost this here again. We're going to probably share it on LinkedIn more than likely as well. So again, share it out with some friends. Let them know that you were here. Bring your questions. Please bring your question. We want to try to answer all of your questions as quickly and precisely as possible as relates to chatbots. This is not just about chatbots, but it's about an application that we've started. So we are about a minute away. So again, if you are watching, please share your commenting. Please feel free to ask any questions as it relates to chatbots and how they work and why you would want to consider a chatbot for your business. So that being said, I am working with a gentleman by the name of Andreas, and he is the coder extraordinaire. So I will bring him on screen. We'll both be on screen and we'll kind of conversate with him and see what's going on with him. Andreas, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. How's it going?
Good. I'm doing well, man. We are excited about what's the bots here, man. They are actually the crave. They're what's happening. They're what's going on. What do you think? Do you think email is going to go away? Email marketing?
Not anytime soon. A lot of companies, they still have good, conversion rates with their email marketing, and a lot of people still use their email a lot. So
right.
There's definitely it's not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's still viable.
Right. And so, just a question off the path, well, if you will, do you think it's because of their copy that one has higher rates, or is it just because of their brand? Maybe it's just like Target or something, or Walmart, versus a big brand versus someone who's not as big, or sole proprietor, if you will.
Well, in both cases, it kind of works in tangent. If the copy is extraordinarily long, most people will not read it. They're not gonna want to.
Right.
And then at the same time, companies like Walmart, Walgreens, companies like those, they have the base to send out to millions of people.
Right.
A smaller company, you only gonna have like a couple thousand here or there, maybe for emails, and you're not gonna really see the conversion that you would like to see.
Absolutely.
So, in the smaller sense, the best copy, the better the copy, the better your outcome with a small company. And if you're a larger company with millions of emails, you can just send them images. Like,
right.
Something like that.
Right. All right, cool. Yeah, that's probably going to be one of the questions that people are going to ask, and I think that is one of the questions I've wanted to know in doing the research and preparing ourselves for this live stream, and even with putting the app together. That was one of the questions: is that people want higher conversion rates, want higher click through rates, and the click through rates are fine, but if those click through rates from the time that they click on the ad or an advertisement or link within your email, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to convert to someone buying.
Right.
So that's a whole thing in itself. The click through rates are great, but it's one of those things. It's kind of like the stats, if you will. If you are putting together an app, or if you're putting together something where you have the analytics that come with it, we want to pay attention to those analytics and make sure that they are, where people are falling off at, if you will. So if they're clicking on the app but you're not buying, you want to find out what you could do as a marketer, as a business, to help them click on that, or give them some kind of discount. So what's your copy look like after the fact that they've clicked on it now. So that's going to be hugely important. So we are going to get started. We are actually about 3 minutes past. So once again, I'm going to introduce myself, and Andres, I'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. Again, my name is Curtis Brooks. I am the technical director with Curtis Brooks Media Productions. We are a live streaming company or business. We are consultants as well. We're digital marketers, and now we are in the bot business. So essentially, that's what we do. We do email marketing. We do landing pages, a host of different things as relates to getting your online business recognized, getting out there in the mainstream of things, if you will, getting out there in traffic of all what's happening online. So it's important that you are standing out. So we are the company that we will help assist you with that. So that being said, I will pass it over to Andreas. And Andreas.
Well, again, my name is Andreas. I am the owner of SepiaWeb.com. I've been developing for maybe 8 years now, I think 8 or 9 years, and I do a lot of different softwares. Very proficient in a lot of things, and recently I've fallen in love with the artificial intelligence. It seems to be the way that a lot of companies are going, the route that technology is going, and diving into the neural net has been a very, very interesting adventure for me.
Awesome. What we've talked quite a bit in preparation for this app, and just the things that we the average person would want to discuss as far as building anything, if you will, let alone an application. So we talked about different things, and even before we started a live stream, one of the things that we talked about, and what you mentioned this some time ago in regards to working with some individuals within the real estate industry. And one of the key questions, and I'm sure it's not just isolated just for the real estate industry, but one of the key questions that was asked is that what is the most important feature? What is the feature that most people are looking for?
Yeah, and a lot of that, it all stems around retargeting. A lot of realtors, in my experience, they want to find out how they can better retarget to their audience. They were noticing that when their clients were going to certain sites, let's just say, for instance, they go to like Target.com, and they're looking at products. They're looking at maybe, let's say, a couch at Target or something. Once they get back to Facebook, then they have just a ton of ads that they're showing about couches at Target.
Right.
The reason for that is because of retargeting. So a lot of the realtors, they want to find out, like, how can I re-engage with individuals that have come to my website, did not purchase anything, and I want to reach back out to them to find out, to kind of give them another opportunity, another persuasion to purchase from them.
Right. I think the retargeting piece of it is huge because it reminds me, as a person who was just kind of new to the years ago, new to the online space, where initially I thought it was just so weird. I said, wait a minute. I know I just looked at that microphone. I just looked at that. How do they know this? It was, to me, for me, it was just probably this mystery. It's like, just kind of like, it's just kind of spooky. But at the same time, it was set up that way.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, definitely by design. It's not a coincidence. It's not an accident. It was purposely put in front of you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that that is the feature. As you mentioned, that is one of the most popular features that people are asking for, is the retargeting piece of it. And how does that work with the Facebook ads now?
With Facebook ads, it's similar. When someone comes to your website, you hopefully in your website you have a pixel set up for your ad manager. Facebook ad manager. Once that pixel is installed onto your website, anyone who comes to your website, they are added as a person in your audience, so to speak. That pixel saves what page they were looking at, how long they were on the page, and if you customize your pixel, you can actually set it up to say they looked at a specific product on your page,
right?
And if they purchased or not. If they didn't purchase, it saves them as an audience that did not purchase. If they did purchase, then it saves them as an audience that did purchase.
Absolutely.
And from there, once you have the audience built, then you're free to do whatever you please to retarget them.
Right. Now, with the retargeting, excuse me, with the retargeting piece of it, with Facebook ads, they're essentially creating a Facebook ad first. Is that correct?
Correct. They wouldn't need to. Well, actually, they don't necessarily have to have the Facebook ad at this point, because you would use your audience that you've built, that you've curated,
sure,
to send out the ad to. So they can actually just, if they have a website, or let's say a mobile app with Facebook pixel on it, anyone that comes to the website or app, they will track them as an individual that visited. And then you'll turn around, then you would create the ad in the ad manager and select the audience. If you want to use an audience, or you would select a very detailed target audience.
Okay, so essentially, if they have an ad, that ad is on their website. The audience or the customer client visits their website. Do they need to click on that ad, or is it like an impression kind of thing going on, and then once they get back to Facebook, that particular ad shows up as retargeting for them?
They would, if the ad isn't on the website, the ad is on Facebook.
Okay.
In certain cases, if it were Google, then that website had AdSense, then it'll be on the website. But in this particular case, the ad is 100% on Facebook and Instagram, since Facebook purchased Instagram.
Right.
So the ad lives on Facebook. The initial ad lives on Facebook, and the retargeting ad lives on Facebook. Now, if an individual that did not hop on Facebook at all, they were to go to the person's website, they get tracked as a new person into the pixel, into the audience.
Right.
Then once they revisit Facebook, then now they get to see the retargeting ad. I noticed that you're on my website. I want to try to sell you again.
Right.
So that's kind of the flow that it would take.
Right.
And it can be implemented in many different ways, but that's the bare minimum for retargeting. Okay.
Now is it important to have that pixel as opposed to not having a pixel? So can you set up a chat bot without the pixel on your website?
Yeah, you can set up a chat bot without having a pixel, but if you don't, then you will not you will not have the benefits of having the audience that have visited your website, since you can turn around and retarget them with that bot.
Right.
Without the pixel, you're only able to reach out to individuals who actually go to your page and send the message to your bot. Now, once the pixel's there and on pixels on the website, individuals visit the website. Now you have a full blown, kind of
analytics.
Yeah, analytics. Ways to a new way to reach out to individuals. Individuals never been to your Facebook page at that.
Right.
If you have marketing in other platforms, Google, Yelp, anywhere, if those individuals go onto your page, they are now in your audience, and you can turn around and retarget them with a Facebook broadcast, they call, and similar to email.
Right.
So it's 90% of the population is on Facebook, so there's a good chance that it will reach somebody, and somebody that maybe missed the message the first time.
Right. I think the cool thing about chatbots here now, let's kind of just dive into the chatbot piece of it, because again, as Andres said, email marketing is not going anywhere anytime soon. Who knows what tomorrow will bring, or at least several in the next several months, because technology moves so quickly. But because email marketing again is not going anywhere anytime soon, I think it's important to really understand that chatbots are not necessarily here to take over email marketing or just to essentially eliminate email marketing, but to assist with the email marketing, assist with your campaign. And the cool thing I like about chatbots, Andreas, is that the conversation is real time, unlike sending an email, where you have someone on your list and they will click, or they will open it or not open it. But like you said, if they have that pixel on their website, and whether they visit your website, well, if they have that pixel on their website and that particular individual visits your website, you can, like you said a moment ago, you can now use the chatbot to retarget for not only retargeting, but to even open up dialogue instantly.
Right.
And
it's definitely instant versus email. You're waiting. You're definitely waiting for some type of response. But with the chatbot, especially with artificial intelligence tied into it, you're getting 100% real time.
Absolutely.
And sales can be made.
Absolutely. And that engagement piece is absolutely huge, Andreas. And I think that is the one thing that people who are doing email marketing, again, not to say that email marketing is going anywhere, and that's not what I'm professing, but I think with any of us, if we ask someone a question or we put something in front of someone, we desire a response. And with email marketing, it's like they're out of sight, if you will. And with someone visiting your website along with a chatbot, and now you got the email marketing already established, you're engaging with that customer instantly. Because right. Andres, correct me if I'm wrong now, at this point, you've got the pixel on your website, you have the chatbot set up. Now, when the individual visits your website, they come back to Facebook. You can send, as the person or the owner of that chatbot, you can send a message directly to their messenger, right?
Correct. You sure can. And just like the email guys, you're reaching out to somebody that to offer them some type of information,
right?
To tell some type of story that you're trying to give them.
Exactly. And even to add with that, or to that, is that we know how long that individual has spent on that page, right?
Yep.
We can get this.
The pixel.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And so it stands to reason. I think a lot of times we as marketers or people who are new to the online business or the space here is that a lot of times the obvious things we overlook, if you will, because if I'm looking for a pair of shoes or a pair of sneakers, and you are the individual or the owner of this product, and you're selling these sneakers here, and though I may not buy, but yet I'm spending half an hour on the page.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, Andres? That should trigger something for us as a business owner to say, wait a minute, this guy spent 30 minutes on my page looking at tennis shoes. Mm-hmm. So I need to target him or her or this individual. I need to target that potential customer with some kind of message. And I think with the email marketing, though there is automation and we can know when the person clicks on the link, and we can also know when they buy, but we don't know the time frame. If I'm not mistaken, I work with a lot of email service providers, if you will. So if I'm not mistaken, we don't have those analytics in regards to how much time the individual has spent on that page, looking or perusing on your website. And I think that it's going to be it's really essentially one up or several up on the email marketing campaign. Again, not doing away with the email marketing, but understanding that we've got different tools for different things, if you will. So if I need more of the analytics, if you will, more like the time and how long does this person spend looking at this pair of shoes? Mm-hmm. So those things are absolutely important. What's your take on that, Andres?
I think that it's very valid. If anybody's on anybody's website looking at a pair of shoes for 30 minutes, that means
right.
You have some type of interest.
Sure, absolutely.
So you want to figure out what are you waiting for?
Right.
Why you need more information? Do you want? I don't know. There's got to be some type of reason that they're looking at these pair of shoes for 30 minutes and not purchasing.
Absolutely.
So if set up the bot to say, all right, well, this person looked for 30 minutes, and they haven't purchased yet. So I'm going to turn around and ask them straight up,
right.
Why did you purchase? Did you need? What do you need? How can I persuade you?
Absolutely.
And at that point, your bot is kind of selling for you.
Sure.
And it'll help them out.
Absolutely.
Email's not going to do it.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, no other marketing platform is going to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
No.
I think that's absolutely really cool, Andreas, because as you just said, you can train that bot, if you will, train your bot or bots, if you will. And many people have several bots, according to their businesses that their services and products they offer. But nevertheless, you can train that bot to, as you said, unlike an email, well, similar to an email, but you don't have the engagement, if you will. Because in most cases, if we got emails back to back like that, we'd be like, you know what? I am unsubscribing from this dude, whoever they might be,
Yeah. What I do, I set up filters.
Yeah.
My Gmail accounts. If it comes from an email address, just get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the cool thing about it, as you mentioned, Andres, that you can train that bot to respond that, if they're spending this much time looking at a pair of shoes or looking at a microphone, or, it could be anything, whatever product or service that you're offering, if they're spending, X amount of time, 5-10 minutes on that, because average people aren't spending that much time on a website unless they're buying something,
Sure.
There's something that they're, completely interested in. So,
but in my experience over the years,
mm-hmm.
Trying to optimize websites to reduce bounce rates.
Sure.
The average time on anyone's website, the homepage, a product, anything, it's only like 3 or 4 seconds. So
wow.
If it's longer than that, they have some type of interest.
See, that's interesting. Can you say that again, Andres? I know we're recording, but that's powerful because see, I said 30 minutes, and so that means that they've set up shop. They're living there. So
they're definitely living there.
So repeat that again.
So in my years of optimizing for reducing bounce rates, the average amount of time spent on the homepage, product page, any page is only 3 to 4 seconds.
Wow.
That's it. Nothing else.
Wow. So that means for those who are listening to this, and this is the second time repeating this, okay, that means that if they are spending 3 to 4 seconds, any longer than that, your bot, your email campaign, whatever you, again, I'm saying email campaign because email campaign, really, you can't do this with an email campaign, but you can train your bot to know how long they've spent on the website, and that your bot can respond with a certain response, or you kind of obviously a trained response. And can I help you with something? Is there anything that we can do? You can offer a discount or whatever the case might be, but you can train your bot. So that's absolutely very, very interesting, Andreas, in regards to, again, the average person, 3 to 4 seconds. That's some good information right there, man, because that means that, again, at that point, you need to be sending out some kind of canned message, or something to engage with that potential buyer or customer. How easy is it to set up bots? We're going to kind of just move it forward. So how easy is it to set up a bot?
It's pretty easy. I mean, the bots, like the messenger, the platform itself, it's already set up with every page, every Facebook page that anyone has. Now, the responses, they're simple to set up, but there will be coding necessary.
Right.
So if it's like a venture someone wants to go off on their own and do, they will need to know a little bit of coding.
Right.
And I mean, if not, they can hire somebody to do the coding part.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you can have the artificial intelligence set up to respond and kind of do the natural language processing to determine what type of message was received. But for the actual responses themselves, it would need to be actually be coded into the system.
Right. Now, go ahead. Go ahead. Go finish. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, but to set it up though, it's very simple.
Okay, cool. Now, we know in our research, we know that there's ManyChat and there's Chatfuel and probably a few other ones out there. And Chatfuel is actually pretty big, and so is ManyChat. But one of the things that we've been working on is, again, a chatbot as well. And essentially, that's what they all are. They're chatbots. And if you've done any kind of search on Google for shoes, microphone, for a server, a television, any kind of search for any kind of product or services, even to ask a question, if you will, know that your response, that the response that you're receiving is by a bot. Okay. Google has enough information of people asking questions in different ways. And typically, again, your response, not typically, but in most cases, your response that you receive from Google will be by a bot. So this same technology is now being used within Facebook Messenger. It's been around forever and a day, but my point is that it's the same kind of, it's the same technology. It's the same concept that for Google, for Facebook, for Firefox, different browsers, for websites that you might visit for a department store, your responses are going to be by bots. And so there's not someone behind the scenes trying to figure out, okay, what did they mean? What did they say? There's an actual bot, or, as Andrea said, there's coding behind the scenes, if you will. And so when you click on that information, that shirt that you're looking for, or this looks nice, there's a bot that responds to bringing forth the images and responding to questions that you might have concerning a product you may be interested in. So there's in fact a bot, and that's hey, Dr. Tachi, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Hey there, appreciate you. I just happened to look over and see my messages here, but thank you for joining us, Dr. Tachi. And so again, whenever you're using Google or any kind of searching on, for services or products, there is a bot that responds. Again, there's no, no mystery person behind all this making this happen. So again, so Facebook Messenger allows us to employ the same technology within our Facebook Messenger. And so I'm actually really excited about the Facebook Messenger bots, man, because again, a bot is a bot, if you will. You can train your bot to really just to do almost anything. And this is kind of what I was looking at. And I know you already know this, Andres, and I'm kind of new to this space, but it's so interesting because your bot can, hey, Zakia, thank you for joining us. Hey there. Your bot your bot can go as far as you want it to go, if you will. And what I mean by that is that you can have your bot place an order for your customer.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a bot set up shipping arrangements for you to receive your product or a service, or some kind of do some kind of ordering process. You can have your bot really you can train your bot as, the sky is the limit, if you will. So Andres is going to share his screen in regards to just to kind of let you know what we're talking about in regards to what the bots can do. We're not necessarily going to go through the full process of actually creating a bot, but he does have a bot that he's already put together, and he's going to show you, share a screen with you. And I'll try and explain some of the things if I can, because he's the coder, he's the coder extraordinaire. So we'll let him do his thing. So Andreas, are you ready to share your screen? And like I said, we're going to, ask questions, and I'll kind of fill some questions if we get those questions from the audience, and we'll try and answer those questions.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to bring you full screen here, and
cool. So, can you see my screen right now?
Yeah, we can see your screen right now. I'm in the upper corner.
Well, I have it set up to where this is my inbox here. As you'll see, there's some responses from me testing it. So I'm gonna actually open up the Messenger in my phone. So we'll say that what we're looking at now, that is the actual, that's your company.
Okay.
So like, let's just say Curtis Brooks Media.
Mm-hmm.
This would be what you look at when you sign into the back end. You actually look at your messages. So me on my phone, I'm a customer. I want to find out some information. So let's just say first I come on and I want to say hi or hey. So I type in hey, I send that message. So the bot gets it immediately. The bot already responded to me saying hey. So let's see. So next, I want to find out what their email address is. So I'll text them. What is your email? Question mark. So I send that and it says, hey, you can email us at info@safepayweb.com. Now, the responses can be literally whatever you would like it to be. It can be as witty as you would like it to be. Anything. So the next one is quick reply. So quick reply, that I'll just actually demonstrate it. So quick reply, you send that, and it sends back, what is your favorite movie genre? So I want to select comedy. And it says quick reply tabs. And it just lets me know that I selected comedy to be my my quick reply to that quick question. So the good thing about this, you can trigger your artificial intelligence for your bot to answer any questions, whether it's questions about the company, if it's questions about something that you sell, a product that you sell, literally everything. I mean, if you look at Siri, Google, Google Assistant, all of those are the same exact technologies and they're just packaged into these hardwares. You can ask Google to literally do anything you'd like it to do, and well, maybe not literally yet, but you can ask it a load of information, and it's going to respond with some type of information. And all that is done using the same exact technology. So in a way, think of it as this company. You would have your own Google Assistant, your own, actually it'll be your own Facebook Assistant for your business. And the more you teach it, the more customized that it is, then it adds more benefit to your company and to your clients. It builds your productivity. You don't have to sit here and answer 1,000,001 questions about something, especially if it's the same question over and over and over.
Right. Now, Andres, how does someone train their bot?
So the actual training would be done in this case, it's done through the back end of our application. And I don't have it set up right now, but basically what you would do is you would have different sections. So the first section is you tell your bot what you want. If the bot receives a specific question, if it receives like in this case, what is your email address? Then you would turn around and give different responses that it could be that it should reply with. So let's just say you want to, if someone says, what is your email address? You can have it say, you can contact us at xyz.com or info@xyz.com, or you can have it say, okay, I understand that you want to get an email address. Here's our email address along with the phone number, so on and so forth. And it can respond in multiple ways, however many ways that you want to respond with.
So essentially, it's going to be up to the individual or that business owner or individual who's using that bot to go in the back end and train the bot, because they've received certain questions within their messenger window, if you will, and they need to then go back and place those variation of those different questions within the back end of your application so that the bot will respond appropriately. Is that correct?
That's 100% correct. Because this isn't machine learning. Mm-hmm. This is it's language processing.
Right.
So it doesn't learn what people are saying. It learns how to respond.
Right.
It's whatever the individual tells it what to hear and what to respond with.
Right. Absolutely. So now, with bots, can we? We touched bases on this earlier, but with bots, what can we do with bots that we can't do with email?
We can't do with email. Well, number one, it's going to be live. It's going to be real time.
Sure.
Emails you can get personal with.
Right.
You can actually have a continuous custom conversation with someone.
Right.
And you can't do that with email at all.
Right.
So, in a way, this is just. It's more so, real time. You can't do real time with with email.
Right. I think for me, with the like you just said moments ago, is the difference for me is with the bots, and what I love about it is that the engagement piece of it. I think that's absolutely huge, because so often as marketers, we have a tendency to lose the attention of our customer, if you will, and that's something that we don't want to do. And I've done a few Facebook Lives on creating landing pages, and the idea of a landing page is to really just to have a singular focus. You don't want to place any links when you're building a landing page. You don't want to place any links in your landing page. If you want to quote something, you want to quote something without links. You know, you don't want to have them go to another page while you're trying to keep their attention, because like Andres had mentioned earlier, and that if someone's on your page, your page looking at your product longer than 3 or 4 seconds, you should then have your bot trained to respond with a message. If not, you have potentially lost a customer, because as he mentioned, is that the time that he's been in his business here, the average rate for someone to, visit someone's page. And Andres, I would imagine that that's even for top brands as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's across the board. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah, so that's interesting in itself. So, and I asked that question to clarify things, because I'm thinking, well, it's just maybe just an average person, or average Joe Schmo who has a website. But as Andreas had mentioned, it's going to be even for top brands. So if someone is on your website longer than 3 to 4 seconds, you should have a message going to that person, or have your bot, because not only does your bot live on your Facebook page, and Andres, we talked about this before, your bot can also be on your website. So your bot can have that same conversation, rather than waiting till that person goes to their Facebook page. You can have that same conversation with this individual on your website. So you don't have to lose that sale. So again, you want to keep their attention. So, Andres, go ahead and unshare your screen. We'll bring you on screen and just kind of continue the conversation. All right, cool. All right, so we'll bring us both on screen here. Again, yeah, so Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Tachi says a narrow focus. Absolutely. And that's exactly what we want to do. When we're building landing pages, not only landing pages, but, you want to make sure that your visitor to that website, you want to keep their focus narrow. You don't want to, disengage them or engage them with all these different ideas and, try this and try this, but yet to have a singular focus. And I think the bots will do an excellent job, again, at helping to engage with your customer, your potential customer. So that's absolutely very valid in regards to new feature. Yeah, Zakia's asking, is this a new feature? Typically, Zakia, I think that's what you're asking here. With the Facebook bots here, they are in most cases, be it ManyChat, and there's a few of them out there, and I'm sure I'm missing a ton of them. But nevertheless, with the Facebook bots, Messenger bots, there's ManyChat and there's ChatFuel, and a couple of the big ones out there. But and also there's our app that we're starting. So the chatbot apps are third-party apps. So anything that's not native to Facebook is going to be considered third-party, an extension to Facebook, and Facebook has to give certain permissions and things of that nature. So hopefully I've answered that question. Yeah, but so yeah, all apps who will ask to for you to sign in or to use their app, and you can open their app and sign in through Facebook, they're considered third-party apps. Again, so if they're not native app, they're considered a third-party app. So hopefully I've answered that question. So I want to talk about what we're doing now. We started an application called Chatbox, and that's ChatBox, and we are in the process of getting together. So we really kind of wanted this Facebook Live / webinar to be more informational, and know that yes, with anything you do, there's going to be competition. There's someone who's doing it better, or someone who's doing it not as good, or there's that's just the way of life. So in coming to this place, we've done our research. We have looked at a lot of different things, and we're now here at a place where our app is just about ready. Again, we've got about a week or so, week and a half, Andreas, maybe 2 weeks at the max.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, make the first iteration.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're going to be doing is that, again, our app is called Chatbox, and that is the name of our app. That's ChatBox as an X-ray. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to start a Facebook community, and then we're going to have a beta community as well, because we want to engage with our users as well. We want to know what's working, what's not working. And essentially, we want to be like the bot, if you will. So as soon as something is not working or it's not responding in the fashion that it should, or that's that we've communicated to you, we want to make sure that it's working. And so we want to be Johnny on the spot, if you will, to make sure that it is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So again, we will have a Facebook community, and we'll also open up a page for our beta program. So we would definitely like for you to be a part of that. And Andres, we did some research in regards to the differences with ManyChat and with ChatFuel. So let's talk about that. Let's kind of dive into that. What we're offering and what they're offering.
Well, what we are offering is the artificial intelligence. You can train your artificial intelligence with the questions that it should receive, how it should respond to those questions. We're also offering analytics, so that you can see who your subscribers are, how many your net subscribers versus your new and unsubscribes. There's a plethora of other analytics that Instagram also, because
right.
Facebook owns Instagram.
Right.
So you will have insights on those. So we'll include the insights there. We have the ability so that you can see your audience, individuals who have visited your website, who's had conversations with your bot.
Right.
Let's see.
And just to add to what you're saying, Andres, one of the things I like about what we're doing is that ChatFuel, again, in our research, offers 1,000 free. Was it 1,000, Andres?
For which one? ChatFuel?
Yeah, ChatFuel.
They did. I think it was.
Let me look at my notes here so I can.
It was up to, for.
Yeah, I believe it was up to 1,000. 1,000 was free for ChatFuel, and ManyChat is 0 to 500. That's going to be free, and then 501 to 1,000 is $15, and then from 1,001 to 2,500 is going to be $25 with ManyChat. Mm-hmm. And for ChatFuel, I think their pro version is $30. And what we're offering, a little bit more aggressive, because we want your business. What we're offering is that you have 0 to 2,000 free reachable users. So you can communicate to and from, or again, if you will, you can have a communication with the individual who becomes a bot subscriber. You can have that communication with them up to 2,000 reachable users. That's going to be entirely free. And most of us are, new to the bot world, if you will. And an interesting stat that Facebook talked about even during, I believe, during F8, and in my research as well, is that in April 2016, Facebook had given permission to developers who began creating bots for Facebook Messenger. And I thought this was absolutely huge, but within a small window of time, 6 months later, there were over 33,000 bots created by developers. Within 6 months later, that small window of time, if you will. And during their F8 event, just recently, F8 2018 for Facebook, they said there are over 100,000 bots that have actually been created up to this point now. So a matter of just it's April 2016, 6 months later. So we're looking about roughly not quite even 2 years yet, to be honest, not quite even 2 years yet, that they are now over 100,000 bots. So people get out the way, get some understanding in regards to how the bots work and how they can really get, as Andres mentioned, how the bots can assist you and really being productive, how the bots can assist you and making that sale, if you will. And as Dr. Taji mentioned, keeping that singular focus when you have that client or that potential client or customer on your page. You want to help them to keep that focus, and that bot is going to say, hey, you know what? You've been spending too much time on this product. How can we help you make this purchase? Make it easier for you. So I think that's going to be, that's absolutely awesome in what bots can do. And not only the mention here is that how much time people are spending on their phones, and that, excuse me, there's stats out there. Again, I welcome and encourage anyone to do the research, if you will, in regards to the numbers, the number of people who have their phone with them, are making purchases, or dialing into find out where they're going to eat. It's all done by their cell phone, and so there are stats out there that says that 70 to 80% of people have their cell phones with them constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly. And that really means you've got millions upon millions of people who always have their cell phones. Facebook says there's over 2 billion users, probably give or take, a couple of 100,000 or so. But nevertheless, with only 100,000 bots out there, guess what? That means that there's room for you to jump on the bandwagon, if you will, and make it happen for you and your business. Guys, we have been on for, how long have we been on, Andreas? We started at 5:30, so we've been on nearly about 45 minutes, right, a little bit over 45 minutes now. So if we can answer any more questions or any questions that you might have related to bots and how they can help your business grow. And again, we're not necessarily saying that bots are going to completely eliminate email marketing, because email marketing is absolutely, as Andres mentioned, it's absolutely working for other companies, especially large companies who have the numbers. And essentially, whether it's email marketing, whether it's marketing with bots, this is all a numbers game, guys. That's all this is. It's a numbers game. And here's the interesting thing about it is that even if you have a website that's not up to par, or even a landing page that's not up to par, if you reach enough people through marketing, someone is going to buy.
That's true.
If you think about that, I don't know if a lot of us really kind of put that in perspective, if you will, because it is a numbers game. Someone, you might have 1,000 people who may not like your website, may not like your copy, but yet that 1,001 person who visits your website, they are then. Okay, Tachi's asking a question here. Jump on the bot revolution. Absolutely. So Tachi's asking, what direction do you see in terms of making bots more personable?
In general, I it's gonna have to happen, period, point blank.
Yeah.
And at the latest Google I/O, they actually introduced Google Duplex, and Google Duplex will actually, it takes your Google Assistant to the next level, where it has actual phone calls with a hair salon and a restaurant to book you a reservation. And the demonstrations were amazing because it had an actual conversation as if it was a real person. When it's thinking, it actually said, mm-hmm, or
that's cool.
It does things like that. So as far as making them personable, it's a must for them to happen, and they're definitely going in that direction. It's inevitable.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, would you mention about the Google Duplex? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how different is that from the regular bot training? And because before you answered, I was thinking, okay, well, wait a minute. In regards to making the bots personable, that is essentially going to be up to the training part of it. But this,
yeah, in our case, however the business owner adds those responses, that's as personal as going to get. There's no way for it to just be personal on its own.
Right. And I want to kind of go over this thing here, and this is the one thing that Andres didn't show us, and at some later time he'll be able to show us. But I wanted to go over the piece where, as he was talking about training the bots, and essentially, again, in our research and what most platforms or how they work is that you have essentially a box or section, if you will, and that section is going to be for the responses, if you will. So you have one box here and you have yet another box. And the first box here will say if something to the effect of that, if the customer or the client asks this question here, okay, then your response in the next box is going to be, here is my email. So if the customer asks, what is your address? Your bot is going to respond. You're going to put it yet in a separate box, if you will. You're going to put the response of what the bot should, or of how the bot should respond. And right. Your obvious answer will be, our address is, thank you for asking. Our address is XYZ 223 Boulevard Street, or whatever the case might be. But so that's how the training works. So there's a section where you're going to place questions that when you're training this bot. So if your customer comes to your Facebook page or visits your website, again, it's the more information you are able to attain from your customer, the more likely you can know how to cater that product or service or your responses to this to that particular customer. So again, you have a section for the back end of our app, and other apps as well operate the same fashion. Whereas that when you're training the bot, you're going to give initially when you're training the bot, they're going to be canned responses. So you might say, a person might ask, what is your website, or how do I contact such and such person or the salesperson? And you want to, in the beginning, you're going to have canned responses. So they're going to be just generic questions, if you will, because we don't know what kind of questions they're going to be asking. And so you're going to put those questions, those canned questions or generic questions, in a section where the bot would, in a section where the people would be, where you're going to assume that this is what the question they're asking. Okay, that's going to be the section where you're going to, again, fill that information in on what they're asking or what you think they're asking, and then you're going to have their response. You're going to have the bot's response. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's pretty much how that works. And in Dr. Todd, you mentioned about being the bots being more personal, but for what we're working with now, it's going to be as detailed as we can get as you're training that bot. So if someone visits your web page or your page on Facebook, it's going to have to be on the end of you as the owner of the bot, if you will. So you want to make sure that you are checking the conversations, entering those responses, if you will. So they're asking such and such question, and you want to enter the bot's response. So the next time they come to your page, it happens instantly. Andres showed us an example of that. So again, most of the platforms operate in the same way, where you have the question that the customer is asking, okay, and then you have the response that the bot is going to give related to their question. I think that's a little easier now. I think I said it sounded a little confusing earlier. So you have the question that the customer is asking, and that's going to go in the bot section. And then you have the response, which the bot will give. So hopefully that clears that up there. So that's pretty much how that works. So guys, if you have any more questions, and I know Zakia, she's called the soap lady, Andrea, you don't know who she is, but yeah, she's called the soap lady. She makes homemade soap, and she does an excellent job. And Dr. Tachi is the host of the show, which I am producing for her. She is awesome. She actually is a professor of media. And she does all kinds of different things, and she's also a dancer too. So I had to add that piece in there. Anyways, so she's absolutely awesome. So we have a lot of fun doing her show, and we are glad she's here. And again, thank you for Zakia as well for being here. And if you guys want to know more about the bots here, place a 1. Again, please share this video out with friends who you think could or friends that you know who could possibly benefit from bots, if you will. Again, share this video with them. Let them know that, hey, we've started a new app, or we're in the process of starting a new app that's called Chatbox, Chatbox. That's the name of our app. And it should be up and running in the next couple of weeks or so. And we'll get more information to you about that. So if you are interested in this this phenomena that's going on right now, and that's in the area of chatbots, you definitely need to get with it and hop on the bandwagon, if you will. Again, we're not necessarily speaking that email marketing is going to disappear, because it's not, at least not now. Technology is changing quickly, but by tomorrow, it'll probably still be here. That being said, share the video with someone. Again, chatbots can work definitely in conjunction with the email marketing. Again, the chatbots are working as an assistant, if you will. So we're offering, once more as a recap, we're offering 2,000 free reachable users, completely free. You'll get analytics. Basically, you'll get all of the options that we are offering right now. Is that correct, Andreas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're offering a ton of different services, and you'll get those completely for free within a limit, if you will. So you have from 0 to 2,000 free reachable users, and you'll get analytics. You'll get the whole ball of wax there, if you will. And other features will come later, but nevertheless, place a 1 in our conversation here. Again, if you're not interested, share the video out or share this live stream out with others. Let them know that we are. We've been live here, and that we've got a new app that we're starting up here, and perhaps they're interested, and we'll go from there. So, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. And Andreas, how can individuals get in contact with you if they want to know more about what you do?
They can email me at Andreas@sapioweb.com. That's ANDREAS @SAPIOWEB.com.
All right, awesome. And if you are interested in the work that I've been doing, that is with Livestream, that is Livestream consulting, digital marketing, now working with Andreas with chatbots, you can contact me on my Facebook page. That's going to be Curtis Brooks Media Productions. My email will be curtisbrooksmediaproductions@gmail.com. So check us out there, guys. We are going to end this broadcast. Again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Zakia. Thank you, Dr. Tachi, for hanging out with us and your questions. Hopefully, we have answered your questions. If not, we will be back within, I will say, just maybe about a week or so, if not less than that, because we should have made some progress, more progress. And within about 2 weeks or so, we're looking to have the app fully running. Again, we will also have a community that we're starting for the app, and that is going to be Chatbox. Again, that's CHATBOX as an X-ray, and also a beta community as well. So we want to thank you all for being a part of this live stream. Thank you for joining us. Again, hopefully we've answered the questions, and that it makes a lot more sense to consider bots. Not necessarily replacing email, but to consider bots for your business for the engagement in real time. So again, thank you guys for being a part of what we're doing here. We will talk with you soon.
Cool.